What is God's will? What does it mean to follow God's will?
Yeah, that's a good question because historically, the tradition often seems to picture God as some angry potentate throwing lightning bolts. And, he's imagined on the image of a monarch who's imposing his will autocratically from the heavens. And that's a very limited and unfortunate way of understanding. It's modeled clearly on the human ego.
Mhm.
So I think instead of understanding the will of God as on this kind of autocratic model of God as the monarch hurling thunderbolts, it's possible to think of God's will as something like the Tao, as a way, and as a way that is yielding and free and open, unhurried, not imposing itself, but having a kind of inevitability as well, the way of things. Rather than thinking of the will of God, what if we thought of the way of God, and that way was something like the way as the Tao is described. I find that the most compelling way to imagine it.
Right, and that recontextualizes the whole matter. And I ask the question also because I've seen, including in myself in the past, but in many people who are spiritually, religiously inclined, a paralysis of decision making because they're stuck thinking, well, does God want me to do this or not? What is God's will for me? And it can become a matter of not being able to take decisions, make decisions at all, take actions at all. But what you are presenting is a different way. There's a professor of Chinese philosophy, Roger Ames. He translates the way as way making. And I think that encapsulates what you had said before, that the truest, deepest longing in your own heart is the will of God for you to move forward in that direction. Would that be a correct characterization?
Yeah, so instead of the autonomous ego making decisions according to its own ideas and storylines, it's more a matter of coming to be in tune with one's own heart and the deepest longings of one's own heart and the deepest meaning of one's own life and relationships. And then from a place of really being in tune with what's happening and emerging in my life and my heart, deciding, making decisions that what is life calling me to in this moment.
What is God's judgment?
It's the non-judgment of the cross. It's Jesus revealing himself as unconditional mercy on the cross and saying, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So that judgment, which is the non-judgment of love, at the same time exposes and reveals human hearts. It exposes and reveals all of our darkness in the face of that unconditional expression of love. So there's a verse in Luke that talks about Jesus on the cross as a sign of contradiction, and how that sign of contradiction is such that many hearts will be revealed. The thoughts of many hearts will be revealed. In a mysterious way, the crucified brings to light all of human darkness and is the way to heal it also. It exposes our violence against others, the victims that we create, and it also exposes our own self-hatred and the ways that we destroy and thwart and suppress what's best in ourselves as well.
So it is the light of truth because it brings to light what is hidden, what needs to be brought to light. But you're also saying that truth, I guess this is what in Buddhism they talk about wisdom and compassion. And I've always thought the Christian version is love and truth. You were saying truth is love. It is brought to light to be healed, not to be punished.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.